So how do we pitch? How do we get that point across? How do we now communicate that? First of all, you have to keep things extremely simple. Remember, connected, clear, concise. It's the 3 C's of a pitch. Connected, clear, and concise. How do we do that? First of all, you connect. And that one is by body language. Start with body language. And I will now go to webcam just quickly. Okay? So when you're talking about body language, okay, you have to adopt what is called an open position. And an open position is basically it's physically open. You're giving this impression that you're open. This is as opposed to a closed. So when you put your hands like this, when you cross in front, this is closed. When you grip your hands in front of you, what you're doing is you're protecting your crotch area. That is a closed position. Okay, you want to pull your shoulders back. You want your chin to be parallel to the ground. Okay, that shows confidence, and you make eye contact with your panel, with the person you're speaking to. Okay, so you connect that physical presence. Your physical presence creates an emotional connection. Right? So far, so good. Okay, so remember, open position. Pull your shoulders back. Pull your shoulders back. Drop your hands to your side or put them behind you. Okay, if you need to grasp your hands across, do not do so for the whole presentation or whole talk. If you catch yourself holding your hands together in front of you, drop them, release. That will open you up. Okay, never ever cross your arms in front of you. Okay, so that's your open position. Now, the next part of that is hand gestures. What do you do with these? Okay, now note at this point, this is not just for pitches, this is a general public speaking thing. Okay, you can use these tips when you're doing any kind of public presentation, whether it's one person you're talking to or you're talking to a crowd of 20,000. The principles are the same. So again, okay, what do you do with these? What do you do with your hands? Okay, first of all, the rule of thumb, what do you do with your hands? Nothing or not much. If you need to gesture, if you're going to gesture, make them natural. Your hands, when you're talking, they will move on their own. Okay, even me, for instance, even with my screen and my webcam off, my hands are constantly moving because you can use these things to make emphasis. For example, this, okay, let's try to flatten it out a bit there. This, okay, I'm motioning towards the audience, is a giving gesture. This is a taking. Now, give and take is not necessarily a bad thing because I am now giving you tips. These are the things that you do, okay? These are the tips that you can take up, notice? But then when I do this, I'm also now either taking responsibility or I'm taking away from you. Tell me what you feel like. Give me your problems. Tell me what you think. Notice what I did? Okay, so it's those simple gestures, give and take, that now allow you to interact. Because what you're doing is you're pushing and you're pulling from them. Oh, do I do this the whole time? No. Okay, you don't just keep on moving your hands. In fact, what you should never ever do is move your hands in time with every word. Moving your hands in time with every word is an emphasis. So never ever do that. But if you of the word, then para ka rin nagko-compass. You are not in an orchestra. So stop moving your hands to the beat of your words. Also, use your hands to count. If you're making a point, what were the 3 C's earlier? Clear, connected, concise. See? These become bullet points. So if you gesture, if you count for your audiences, then you are bullet pointing, and it allows them now to cognitively create some sort of bullets as well, even if you don't see it on screen. Clear, connected, concise. All right? So again, simple gestures, huh? Give, take, okay? Sincerity, okay? Openness, you, it's all you, so magnanimity, counting, right? Those are very basic hand gestures. Should do for most pitches, if not all pitches, should also be good enough for many public speaking situations, all right? Yes, good input there. Hands become support visuals. Yes, as I said, bullets. Okay, point. You can point. You can give. All right. Just be careful, and this is usually going to happen already when you're a big shot international speaker or presenter. Is the great thing about hands is that everybody or most people have them and they know how to use them. The thing is, different cultures have different uses for these hands. So please also just be very, very careful when you're doing international or very public talks, what these different gestures mean, okay? Because in the UK, for instance, okay, in the UK, this is very different from this, all right? Again, this is very different from this. This is two. This is going to get you into trouble. All right? Yun pa lang yun. Okay? Even things like this can be very different things. So it's knowing your audience as well. Oh, I'm going to be doing a talk in front of or in India. Okay, do they have concerns there? Right? In Italy, if I start doing this in Italy, are they going to be offended? Are they going to understand what I'm trying to say? Okay? In the Philippines, if you do like that, people understand what it means. Okay? You know, if you do, you know, I said, oh, you're British, then we know. If I do this in Italy, I'm already offending people. So again, be careful with your hand gestures because yes, they are support visuals. So you don't want to be talking about a very important thing or pitching this beautiful business plan that's going to make you millions and all of your hand gestures are actually offensive in nature. Okay? So far, so good? Hand gesture? All right. So we have body. Oh yeah, we got thumbs up. Yay! We have body. We have hands. Now we have face. Okay. What do you do with the face? So for better or for worse, you cannot present without your face. Okay, it has to be there. If you cannot face people, then you make sure your visuals can do the talking so that you can move to the side. Remember that people, let's say if you're doing a presentation, people will look at what is most visually arresting, visual dominance. So if you have a presentation and it's very dominant or it's very significant, then you can move to the side. Then you don't have to show your face. But if you have to show your face, how do you use it? First of all, smile, okay? Regardless of how you feel physically, you're sick and all of that, smile. You have to smile from within because that will come out not just on the face, but it will also come out in the eyes. You cannot smile but be depressed. Okay, so you have to channel that in. You have to dig deep. If you're not feeling it, you have to dig deep. Likewise, if you're presenting news that is not very happy, don't smile. But you have to show that you have to internalize. You have to make a report that the company just lost 1 billion pesos in a deal, and you have to be the one to break that to the board. Then, you better internalize that, and you better come across as sincere. If not, people will detect that you're fake. Okay, and next is so we have the smile, right? Remember that is also a visual aid. So if if you look excited or if you are excited, then people are excited. Keynote about about facial expressions. Facial expressions are the #1 way of communicating energy. And your energy is your audience's energy. If you're excited, they're excited. Again, if you are excited, they are excited. So your energy is their energy. If your face, if your whole body, if your demeanor does not communicate that energy or excitement, they will not be interested as well, regardless of how good your ideas are. Okay? And last but not the least, when it comes to the face, are the eyes. What do we do with eye contact? Okay. As Asians, we are not very good with eye contact. We don't like it. Okay? We find it invasive. That's not a problem. But you need to do eye contact. So how do we keep eye contact from becoming a problem? Do this, okay? If you're in a room or if you're in a panel, if you have an audience, I always scan the room in a reverse Z, reverse letter Z, okay? And which means as I start from the front, let's say I go from my right to my left, front row, left, move up diagonally, and then left to right, move up diagonally, move right to left, all the way towards the back of the room. So I'm zigzagging through the room, okay? If it is a panel, let's say there's a thesis, so there's a panel and there's no audience, then I just go left to right, okay? And then I break by talking to the wall momentarily. That's my Z, okay? So let's say right to left, bam, go up, I rest. Or go left to right and I break eye contact. It also gives them a rest. It also allows my panel to rest because they're not looking at me eye to eye constantly. So that break, that little rest is actually good for everyone. Now, you're talking to just one person or two people or three. Okay, how do you keep yourself from looking creepy? You also do this. Okay, you look here. This is where you make eye contact. Okay, if you're not able to look here, you look here. It makes it easier for you as well. Also, 2-second rule. Stare at you, 1-1000, 2-1000, shift. 1-1000, 2-1000, shift. 1-1000, 2-1000, which means that I'm creating enough, there is enough time in 2 seconds to create a relationship, to establish a rapport, but I am not being creepy. I am not being forceful. I am not invading you. But look at also the reverse. If I now stare at you for more than 2 seconds, it is because I want to stare at you now for more than 2 seconds. I need to make a point. I need to look you straight in the eye and tell you, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I can create discomfort. I can create emphasis. I can create, and that emphasis now, I'm staring at one person in the crowd, so the rest of the people start to kind of look at that person in the crowd as well. And then I break. You see how that worked? Okay, so that eye contact, that use of holding and releasing people allows you now to manage and to get you that message across. Okay, it can show seriousness of purpose. It can show that you know your stuff, you know what you're saying, that your solution is going to work. Because again, arresting. You've captured them. Opposite, again, to recap, if you don't want to hold, then you release. 2-second rule. Look, look, look. And then reverse Z. So far, so good? Okay. So let's move on. What's the next? Listening, right? Notice I'm not going back to my screens first, okay? Yeah, I can go back to my screen for this one. Sawa na siguro kayo sa mukha ko. Listening. Listening is as much a part of presenting as your voice, okay, or physical presence. Listening or active listening involves while you're speaking, while you're doing presentation, is listening or being attuned to, being sensitive to the physical aspect of your listener. Are they leaning forward with interest? Have they leaned back and lost a connection with you? Are they on their phones? Are they taking notes? Are they doing Facebook while you're lecturing? And you have to, it's like a radar, which means that yes, you're beaming out stuff, yak, percent, but you should also be very receptive. Do you still have your audience? So for instance, doing a public talk like this on the internet where I do not have audio feedback or visual feedback of what you guys are doing, I have to stop every now and then and check on you if you're still there. But if I was in a physical audience, I should, or you should as a speaker, always gauge, constantly, always monitoring. Are they still listening? Are they still, are they distracted? Are they curious? Are they being polite na lang? Or do they want to say something? Because sometimes they just want to say something, but they can't find a place for you to interrupt. Interrupt yourself and say, okay, wait, you wanted to say something? Is there anything that you want to ask? So listen, okay? Half of what you're doing should be listening to your audience as well. Now, move on to the next one. So we have the body, we have your radar, your listening, that's on. And now we go on to your voice is supposed to be the next one, but we'll go through this one first, okay? This is the body thing. Look at your audience, okay? This is the eye contact, make a visual connection. Move, do not be stiff, even if it is a small boardroom or an elevator. Use your hands, that's movement. If you can afford to move, if it's a stage, for instance, or a small conference room where there's space, you can take 2-3 steps back and forth, side to side, not back and forth. Okay, use the space, move, because when you're moving, it also relaxes you. Okay, and you relaxes your audience. Physical gestures and expressions matter. Okay, as I just demonstrated. Believe in what you say because nobody else will. Believe in what you say. And this is one of the difficulties I had when I would get hired to do a pitch. I would actually have to come in before that, like a pre-prod, and talk and sit with the creative group that came up with the idea, because I have to understand the idea. I even sometimes give my inputs and we change things right before the pitch, because if I don't believe it, then nobody else will believe it. If I have to believe in what I'm selling. So there is an effort there. Even if you don't believe in it, you have to believe in it. You have to sell that you believe it. Next is a little humor will not hurt what you say. Okay, humor. Humor is good. Humor deflates tension. Humor makes it, when you're relaxed, they're relaxed. So if they're tense and you're relaxed, you have to work extra. If they're tense and you become tense because they're tense, you have a problem. So what do? Humor is supposed to deflate. It's supposed to diffuse tension. It makes your listeners human because they laugh. And laughing is a human emotion. So, so deflate tension a little, but only a little humor, huh? This is not a comedy session. So don't spend half your talk making patawa. What kind of humor? This is now when it starts getting very, very difficult. Okay? You have to be sensitive. You have to be politically correct, especially today. Everybody na lang gets offended about something. And the truth about humor, about jokes, is jokes are always at the expense of the other. All jokes are always made at the expense of something or someone else. So at the end of the day, someone is always going to get butthurt about something. So how do you put humor? How do you make patawa? My rule of thumb is I always make it about myself. Remember, jokes are always at the expense of the other. I'll make it at my expense. I'll talk about me. Okay? For instance, let's say I'm going to talk about this talk that we're having, and I'm going to say, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this MMAAP talk on the power of the pitch. Sorry that we started so late. I was choosing a really nice pair of pants to wear, and then I remembered that this is going to be a webinar, so I didn't need to wear pants, so I went back and took them off again because, well, now you can imagine me not wearing pants. So, okay, If you're a polite audience right now, you're laughing or you're smiling or you find the humor in that. If you're an impolite audience, you're not, and I hate you. But you notice how it's about me. I will not poke fun about somebody who I don't know. I will not make a racial joke. My God, do not make racist jokes. Okay? Politics, gender, just religion, just stay away. Know your place. Again, so humor, parang it's so much about humor. That's because it's so dangerous. It's so necessary to make things light, but it's also so dangerous that it's so easy to get out of control. So again, careful with the humor. Make it at your expense. That's the safest thing you can do. And then drop a joke, move on. Okay? If you need to do something in the middle of your talk, again, drop it, move on. Okay? As we finish this slide, conquer your fear through breathing. Breathe. And then I'll give you more about breathing later. And do not concentrate on your fears, but rather concentrate on what you're about to say. Okay? Don't think about what they're going to be asking you muna. Don't focus on your personal fears. Just what am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to say it? What emotion should I deliver? What kind of reception do I want from them? Focus on that. Okay? And breathe. Breathe. Exhale. Okay? Inhale through your nose. Hold 1, 2, 3. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly. Okay? Those are breathing exercises that you can do. Now, the next, let's talk about the voice. Now, when we're talking about the voice, it's not just about how loud you're going to do it, okay? It's not about volume, it's about projection. And so you don't want to shout, but you want to project, and there's a difference. Shouting is volume, and projection is projection. It's sending the tone, the signal away, okay? It's broadcasting. It's not just making it loud. So again, you want to project, you don't want to shout. If you're doing a public talk, okay? If you're doing a pitch, you're doing a public talk, you're doing a lecture, and if your voice starts to hurt, your throat starts to hurt because it's getting dry, you're doing it wrong. Your voice, your breathing, your talking should come from your chest area, from your abdomen, from the diaphragm. As they say, the voice must come from the diaphragm. Now look at this animated GIF. You breathe from the diaphragm, and I'll be switching to webcam once again in a few seconds, just to show you also physically what this particular image is about. Before I shift, okay, notice, when you inhale, air goes into your lungs. It expands your lungs. And when you exhale, you're supposed to push that air out and it comes out. But notice where that yellow and the blue arrow are. They're in the abdomen. They're not in the chest area. They're in the abdomen. And I will now shift to webcam to go into greater detail about what this all means. When you're projecting, you're again not speaking from here. You're not supposed to be speaking from the throat. You're supposed to be speaking from the chest. And when you're breathing properly, and some of you might want to practice this already, this is the wrong way of doing it. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, thank you take a deep breath. And people who inflate their chest, drop their shoulders, and push their tummy inwards, right? Because why? Your chest becomes bigger. There you go. Oh, I inhaled. Wrong. When you're inhaling like this, when your chest, when your abdomen, when your belly pushes inside, you're actually compressing your lungs. Your diaphragm, that is the muscle over here that separates your abdominal area from your lung cavity. Okay? It pushes in this way. So it compresses your lungs. What you want to do when you're breathing in is you actually want to push your stomach outwards. Okay? It feels funny, it feels weird, it feels uncomfortable when you're not used to it, when you practice it. But this is how you're supposed to breathe. Push your belly outwards. When you inhale, you're not inflating, you're not pushing your lungs up. You're pushing your belly out. This drops the diaphragm and allows your lungs now to expand with air. Okay, again, inhale, pushing out the belly, expands the lungs, and then when you talk, you're actually pushing this in. This is pushing in. So theater people, for instance, have been trained in this. Singers, you have vocalization exercises where you're actually training your abdominal muscles to push in and out. And that's what you're training. Your diaphragm, your abdomen to push in and out. Because when you get used to this, once you exercise this and you get used to it, it becomes second nature. There is no other way to breathe. So once again, inhale, your belly becomes bigger, you push it out, it drops your diaphragm, it expands your lungs, and then as you speak, your belly is actually pushing it out slowly. That means that pushes the diaphragm upwards, pushes the air outwards, so which means that the effort of talking and speaking and projecting comes from here, from the lungs, not from here. It is no longer now a make it louder. No, it is projecting larger, making it bigger so that your voice carries farther. Okay, so that's projection, that's breathing and projection. I will go back now to my slide so that we can look at that visual one more time. Again, notice, stop playing. There we go. Again, the diaphragm, that's a muscle right about here. Pushes out, notice the belly is getting bigger. It will feel funny, it will feel strange, especially if you're conscious about this particular area of your body. But once it becomes second nature, you'll actually, it will no longer, it's not going to be exaggerated. You will not look bondat. Because what you want, when you're doing this for the first times and you're getting used to the idea, exaggerate it. So that's what you're doing. But when you're used to it, your belly, your tummy will just do the motions for you. And you will not actually notice or see your tummy getting fatter or thinner as you breathe, right? So moving on. Now we have the projection. We'll talk about pacing, or how you use the speed of your voice to make or to communicate your messages. And you'll already see here in the slide that I'm showing here is what different phases, what different speeds of speaking mean. When it's slow, you're communicating importance, sadness, low emotions, new ideas. When you're speaking fast, you want to communicate urgency, excitement, passion, and emotion. Case in point, I want to make an emphasis, right? Speak slowly because I want to emphasize this, all right? That it's for slowness, for sadness, for confusion. Something is going to be unclear. If I'm going to discuss with you the concepts of relativity, I want to speak slowly. I want to speak clearly. I want to emphasize. But if already I'm excited, or if there's some concept that we kind of know, but I need to be passionate about, need to be excited, I need to go fast. Maybe not too fast that you won't understand it, but you know, with the speed and the pace of my voice, then it also communicates excitement, and that excitement gets kind of transferred to you. So, you know, join me, come with me. Let's do this together to play with the pacing of our voices to communicate properly, effectively, concisely, emotionally, the importance of what it is that they're trying to do. Okay? Play with the pacing of your voice. Some things should be said a little faster, some things can be slowed down. Because if you're also in one pace, the whole talk, the whole presentation, the whole pitch, then you will bore your audience, you will lull them, you will hypnotize them into a numbness. So you want to pick up, you want to slow down. All right? So, so once again, you want your talks to be connected, you want them to be clear, you want them to be concise. Let's take a quick pause here right now and answer questions. Let's see what you guys have.
So if you guys have questions, go open your video or chat your questions, and Sir Jag will be answering. You can also make use of the raise hand function under the participants menu.
There we go. What are the tips that you can give when you want to recapture your audience's attention. So you lost them. You lost their attention. It depends what kind of lost attention. If I lost their attention because they have become distracted, then first of all, this is where the listening comes in, right? So you've lost their attention, maybe because you weren't listening or you just lost it. So your listening will allow you now to understand the context of why they lost attention or why you lost their attention. So if they were distracted by something, then depends on the nature of distraction. The whole room gets distracted because outside the door somebody dropped the glass and shattered. So this very distinct sound, everybody looks there and their attention is there. Then give it to them. Okay, allow them because it's a human response. So allow them now to give them the few seconds. Bam. Okay, let their brains, let their minds, let their emotions process that. And as you see them coming back, then you know, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so we're good? Okay. If you lost your attention because they're bored, pause or stop. Okay? Or change the pace. Pick up. Do not be afraid to skip parts of your talk. Do not be afraid to even ask them, is this boring? You know, is this something that we want to know? Because if they say, yeah, we want to know that, then makinig sila. By calling that out, you're not calling them out, but you're calling out that, do we have to, is this picture over here important? Because if not, we can really skip through it. Because if they say, actually, it's not important, can we skip? Okay, let's skip, go. Now everybody's interacting and, okay, we're back, we're skipping the boring part. Or if they say, no, that's important. Okay, so we will continue. And a call out mo. So now they're coming back in. Now they're reconnecting. If it's like one person that is pulling attention, or it went from you to that other person, and that person is starting to suck your mojo, for lack of a better term, give that guy the floor, give that guy the spotlight. Sometimes it's good or bad, but you have to control it. Pero give the guy, he's sucking the spotlight. So give it to him. So it's like, oh, okay, wait. There's a little, sir, yes, you want to say something. You have a question. No. Kasi I was, I'm saying, your opinion on this is like, okay. Then you address that question. Give that person their moment in time, so to speak, and all of that, and then take back that control. Because if not, that person will constantly try to steal away the attention of the crowd towards you. If the voice things are getting boring, then like that one, distraction. Okay, so everybody now is looking for the little curly-haired girl, and I say, people, okay, I'm gonna call you back. Okay, I acknowledge the distraction. It allows us now to all focus there. So that means that when I come back here, you all follow me. Okay? It's control. It's understanding why they're distracted, why you've lost their attention. If they're bored, then you're doing something wrong. If they have that thing of, we know this now, why are you telling us this? Then you should be able to acknowledge that. Okay? Does that make some sense?